In this video, I want to discuss various different topics that I came in contact with today and I think are interesting. For quick reference, what I'm actually just doing on this channel, I'm explaining this because you'll go click on my channel and wonder, okay, there's a lot of gaming videos, a lot of this videos, what is actually going on here. The core of my channel, what I want to do here is I want to communicate my perspective on things, and I want to share my perspective. Want to share my perspective on things, and sometimes I might just want to explore different games and share my own perspective on things through playing that game, and sometimes I might actually want to comment on things. So I'll be doing a lot of different things on this channel. It's a mix of things. It's like a melting pot. It's somewhat like America, perhaps. Um, except the core of the pot is me trying to communicate things. So what I want to talk about today. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is this fire that I saw a video on X. This fire in this Swiss, I believe it was a ski resort. So I should start this. I could have named my channel instead of Sapphire or Starlight. Who is Sapphire or Starlight? Well, that's me. I'm consider to call myself Sapphire. I could have also called this channel I Did No Research. I'm not well informed on this topic. But what I was able to get from the videos that I saw on X was that there was basically a party going on, and they were lighting up sparklers. These sparklers then hit the ceiling, and the ceiling started burning. People took images or videos, were filming it, and were like, oh my god, look, shit's burning. They were probably pretty drunk. And then, quite tragically, from what I understand, the fire spread out and ended up killing a good amount of people. A number I heard was 40. That might not be accurate. Anyone dying there is quite tragic. Which is funny sometimes how, or not funny, it's interesting how that happening in Switzerland is big news, but meanwhile there's wars going on, and you kind of just, how many people died in the Russia-Ukraine war? How many people died in Gaza? Probably more than 40 in the last week or so. But either way, what do I want to say about this? I see a lot of people commenting on it. I see a lot of people commenting on it, saying that, man, look at all these stupid kids. They they didn't have the awareness of. They didn't realize that there was danger in what they were doing, and of course they're right. Like, you look at the video and you're like, how the hell? Why would that happen? But what I also realize is what I'm not sure about when I see something like that, when I see a headline like, would I have actually done better? As tragic as an event like that is, I can look at that event and I sometimes nearly start tearing up or get close to tearing up watching events like that, because it is very sad. And I didn't want to play the video here. You can check it out on X, because I don't know, it's a plus 18, probably plus 18, plus 16 video. I didn't want to share it here, but you can find it when you go on X. And it's sad that when you see all these people screaming and you see all these people running, and especially the shift. Imagine you're in there, you're just having a good time, you're having a party, and things go from like, whoa, look at that fire there, to suddenly people are being burned alive. I mean, that's so fucking crazy. It's honestly kind of demonic. But demons are probably something I want to talk about in a separate episode, because for better or worse, it's something I've had a lot of actual contact with. I'm fully aware that people will listen to that and think it's crazy, and I feel somewhat cringe and uncomfortable and silly talking about it. but it's something very real in my experience, and it's something I want to be honest about it. And hopefully in the future, it's going to be less crazy, less obnoxious. But it's something that I'm going to be throwing in my videos, and it's something I'm going to talk about because it's something I've had extensive personal direct experience with, not on an abstract level, but like in a direct level. Although these experiences, I should clarify, are not physical, they are more in a more abstract, energetic, spiritual realm. They are not happening in the physical. I'm not having a demon literally punch me in the face, but I have had a lot of contact with them. So when I do look at something like that, oh man. But either way, whether demonic forces had influences on things like that, of course, if you have a materialist paradigm, you're going to think that's a stupid perspective. Either way, it's very tragic. And I guess what I got out of looking at that Twitter discussion is, man, I don't know if I would have done better. In some sense, I'm grateful that I can be exposed to a lot of things on the internet, and that I can look at something like that and I can learn from that. Because now you can be sure as hell, if a fire or something breaks out, I'm going to be very, very like, oh, let's get the fuck out of here right now, or do my best to take the situation seriously. But I don't know if I would have done that if I hadn't seen those videos. So as tragic as videos like that is, and there's a lot of fucked up shit on the internet, I don't know, I guess, although it does make me sad, just as many things make me sad, or not that I'm sad all the time, but discussions like the transgender discussion, or I think the transgender discussion particularly makes me quite sad because it's very, very polarized on both ends. It's not nuanced. It's not, anyways, right? That's a different topic. I could say a lot on that. Point is this. I guess that's a good thing of the internet, is that I'm exposed to a lot and that I can learn even from the fucked up shit. The next thing I heard on X was that Trump, I don't know if it was funny, but being detached and living in Germany, I'm somewhat separated from it. So I'm able to look at it from a non-detached perspective, or from a more attached. I mean, I'm still hit when I see a video stuff, like when I saw a video of the people storming the Capitol. It just made me sad. It made me sad that there was so much anger and rage in the world, or that the people felt so much anger and rage. Just the energy made me sad. I'm not always sad. I'm also very happy. And I just want to clarify that. I don't want to be pessimistic here. Point is, Trump as a character is crazy. He's but as an abstract concept, he's hilarious. I'm trying to focus on what I'm trying to say. What's the core point? This is very off the cuff, obviously. So Trump, from what I hear, invaded or kidnapped the president of Venezuela and his wife. That's what I'm hearing right now. Who knows what will come out about it tomorrow or some other day. I mean, what can I say except that's fucking crazy, dude. Maybe that's a good thing. I mean, you see videos online of people being like, oh, look, the people of Venezuela, they're celebrating. You see, I feel like a lot of those videos are being peddled by like, I mean, I'm not saying anything crazy here, but they're being peddled by like either bots, probably bots, or just like specifically the ones in Venezuela. I see that like a very right-leaning perspective, obviously, because Trump's a Republican president, where they're saying, hey, look, everyone in Venezuela is celebrating. Like, are they? Maybe they are. I could totally I'm not saying they're not. But I just see shit like that. I'm like, really? Are they celebrating? You read the comments and it's like, oh, actually, this video is from Chile and it's Venezuelans in Chile celebrating. So I guess it's more complex. Putting aside whether that was a good thing, historically looking back, time will tell. It's fucking crazy that shit like is happening. And I mean, you hear stuff like that you hear things that, oh, the US will go abroad and they will attack different countries and do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And they care about oil. And, they say they go into name country X because they want to bring freedom and democracy there, but really they just want to steal the resources. And then you see something like this, and it's like, well, it seems to be pretty transparent that that's what's going on here, right? They didn't kidnap the Venezuelan president to bring freedom to Venezuela. They obviously were trying to get something out of it, and maybe it's the drug trafficking, but was it, right? I don't know. I think it's crazy that shit like that's happening. But I guess again, it's one of those things where you can learn from it and be like, hey, at least we now have a better understanding of what's going on in comparison to the past, where perhaps it was more fishy, like, is this happening, is this not happening, and now it's more clear. All right, going into 2026, man, this is going to be an exciting year. There's the potential for the disclosure of aliens, something I'm hearing. Will it happen? I don't know. Maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I don't even think aliens are real. Fine. I've not personally met an alien or a UFO. I've met a lot of things that are pretty close. So that idea doesn't seem far-fetched to me. That would be an exciting thing, right? That would be exciting to see how this develops. AI, oh my goodness. AI is fascinating to me. Not only did I study that, and I also did my bachelor thesis on it, which, sounds fancy. I don't know. Did I learn that much from doing I did learn a good amount. For me, I'm looking forward to change. I'm looking forward to a shift in society where we move to a new paradigm, to a new world where people can focus on doing what they're passionate about and where they're not bogged down with just earning enough for a living. That's the world I want to move into. And anything that can bring great change is something that I find very exciting. And this whole spiritual aspect in aliens is one part of that. And then AI is another part of that. And AI is particularly fascinating because it's less elusive. It's more concrete and it's here. I already use AI for a lot of stuff. I already find AI is incredible. So there's this concept of AGI, artificial general intelligence. And AI, there's not even, like, from what I understand, a one definition for this, but basically an AI that in general is better than everyone at most things. I might have butchered that. But AGI is like, AI is in pretty much every field is better than like the average person, than most people. It's not super intelligence. It's not super genius or beyond level than everyone and everything, but it's like it got a really solid general base. And people are arguing when it comes, and there's different definitions. Let me tell you, I think we're here. What I see... I've tracked the development of AI, especially since ChatGPT came out, very, very closely. It's crazy how much it's doing. I really believe, right, when I see AI's capability of doing university level homework, it's mind-blowing. It's crazy how good it is. Like the amount of time that I take to personally do the homework versus how long AI takes to do the homework, it's insane. I sincerely believe AI, if you had, let's say, an AI, like the newest Gemini model, Gemini 3 Pro, which is arguably the best model out right now. It's the one I'm currently using. I'm not sponsored, obviously. I am on YouTube, though. It is a Google platform. Arguably the best model out at the moment, publicly available. I bet if you would enroll that in a university curriculum, and it would be, let's put it in a high level, let's say it's a math, physics, or computer science curriculum. I don't want to speak about math and physics. Maybe those are even more complex. I don't want to speak for those. I'm not in that curriculum. But I bet if you put it in a computer science, like an average computer science curriculum, it could finish the whole curriculum with top scores in a couple weeks. That's how crazy AI already is. It's already so good. I use AI to help me write emails, to brainstorm how to approach things. I'm looking for a job right now, and I'm applying to different places, and I'm just generally in a place in my life where a lot of things are uncertain, where I'm unsure about a lot of things. And what a boon it is to have an AI that can help me figure it out, where I'm like, I am unsure what to do. I am unsure how to cope with the situation. I'm unsure what the best way to move forward is. And to have the AI help me figure out the next steps. It's insanely valuable. It's also valuable to give me perspective on things. Hey, I'm writing this application. How do I formulate this? What is appropriate? When should I ask a follow-up email? When not? It's crazy. Even the video mode. I used an AI to help me build this exercise bike, which you can probably see in the background. Let me just double check if the recording is still running. It is. Right. So I used AI to help me build the exercise bike. I literally, on the Google app, you can have like this feed. You can show it a video. And I asked the AI, hey, like, yo, can you download the instruction manual? It downloaded the instruction manual. And it told me, like, it gave me hints on what to do. And it could even pinpoint on the video feed, hey, look, this is this screw, this is this thing, this needs to go there, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't that exact thing, but it could pinpoint things like that. It's mind-blowing. You can talk to it. I think OpenAI has the best voice mode, in my opinion. It's incredible what the AI can do. It's truly, like, I think people don't even realize how insane AI is. A lot of people use it. A lot of people use it tangentially, like they kind of use it a little bit. I think very few people really realize the potential, especially older people. Like, I am so saturated in AI, and I talk about AI all the time, and I usually don't even really bring it up with my family because it's not even, they don't even want to hear it. They're sick and tired of it at this point. But we went to our grandparents' house, and they had just visited my uncle, and my uncle, you know, he has like a business, and like a bigger business, and like furniture and stuff like that, design furniture. And he was like using AI to using the video Sora AI models to generate like an advertisement. And he showed this to my grandparents, and this blew my grandparents' mind. Like, oh my God, look, he generated a video of an elephant which like spraying rainbow colors. And I thought it was funny that this was excited to them, because for me, this is like, yeah, no shit. AI can generate video. That's not even that useful. You know what's crazy? AI is smarter than nearly anyone I know, and I can use it to solve nearly any problem, and it's going to overtake everything in maybe most jobs soon. But they didn't care about that. Right? I tried explaining, like, oh, look, I'd used it for doing my bike and blah, blah, blah. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't care. It just whoop. But the elephant that spray painted rainbow colors, oh, that was so fascinating to them. And, you know, maybe it's what will actually get people to take AI seriously will be dumb shit like that. Or maybe once they see embodied robots actually running the streets, that will be like a wake-up call for people, like, oh shit, this is real. I feel like people aren't taking this seriously because they're still stuck in the past. If I'm generous, they're perhaps only focused on the present, but they're definitely not focused on the future. They have this frame of mind where they're like, well, things haven't changed that much so far, so they won't change in the future. I remember having a conversation with a colleague a couple of years ago, 1 or 2, I don't remember exactly. I'm not sure exactly. And I remember telling him, hey, I think right now with AI, we're at the Deep Blue Kasparov moment. So I might get the date wrong, but I think 1998 or around that time, I think it's Garry Kasparov, so the former world chess champion, played against a computer called Deep Blue, which I tend to confuse with Grand Blue because I watched the anime. And basically, he lost one game. I believe he also won another game. The point is, this was like a big deal in the chess world. Like, oh my God, the world champion was beat by a computer. And the computer then was crude, and there were people in the background adjusting parameters. And there was a lot. It wasn't just the computers, there were more people working behind it. But it was a big deal. And since then, chess computers, chess engines have gotten better and better. And now it's accepted. They don't have a chance. Same happened with Go or Baduk, a game I'll probably be playing, as well as chess on the channel. Among many games I'll probably play on the channel. Another game, which I think until 2016, AlphaGo, I don't know if it's AlphaGo 0, but the AlphaGo from Google DeepMind was able to be like a very high level Go Baduk player. This was a big deal because until then, from my understanding, everyone in this Go Badok world was like, oh, it's never going to happen. It's too complex. There's too much creativity involved. AI will never be able to do it. Well, fast forward to that moment. Fast forward to now. Humans don't stand a chance against the top AIs. I don't know how many of these Google AIs that they developed that play Go are actually publicly available. But basically the top models would crush any human. And at the time, everyone thought, oh, it's never going to happen. It's not possible. And I think we're entering the same time when it comes to AI and when it comes to technology. I think we're entering an era where I like watching the Moonshot podcast, and there's a guy on there, I believe, called Alex. And he says, the way he said it is, knowledge work is cooked. Or they like to say, we're cooked. And I think they're right. Maybe not we're cooked, but the current way of doing things is cooked. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, right? I think David Shapiro, his YouTube channel, another one I like, he has a good quote on his page, which is something like, my aim is to free humanity from the drudgery of work. Something like that. Maybe he didn't say it's his aim, but this was to an extent, part of the mission statement, or part of the core part of the mission statement of his channel, or what he wants to do. And I agree with that. I feel having AI take over all or most jobs will give us more freedom. Like, we have more abundance. Like, I talked to this with my dad, and he's super worried about it, rightly so, because the transition is going to be muddy. How are we going to get... I'm always worried about the basics. How are we going to get food? How are we going to get shelter? My dad thinks, hey, we're taking care of that, right? We live in Germany, social democracy. We're probably not going to starve to death. But it is going to be a big question, how do we redistribute these funds? I don't want to go too deep onto this because I'm not covering any new ground. But my dad is very worried about, oh my God, war will break out and bombs will land on the street. He literally says that to me. And I was like, maybe. I don't think we're going to start bombing each other over AI within a country in a civil war. Maybe. I think I'm being dramatic here. Because the important thing to realize here, that's a funny thing, and that's the dichotomy here. Or maybe not the dichotomy, but that's the interesting thing here. With AI, we will have more abundance. We will have more abilities to actually create stuff. It's just a question of distributing it. And people are worried about, oh, what will people do when they don't have a job that gives them purpose? And maybe I'm a different generation. That's what my parents tell me. Man, we survived World War I. We survived World War II. Like, you don't think we can survive free time, the freedom to do something with our lives? The interesting thing is, I could be wrong about this, but I feel if extraterrestrial life is revealed to humanity on a broader level, and humanity on a broader level is more exposed to spiritual concepts, of which I see myself playing a part in that. I see myself... not necessarily on a big scale. It's not about me being big or great or anything. But this is something I want to communicate in. Spirituality is a very important part of my life, and I do have things that I want to communicate here. Hence why I made this channel, and why I made this channel now and here is because I think it's time. The time is ripe to talk about these things. And of course, people have talked about this for a long time, but I feel like now is the time for me. I've matured enough to where I can, and maybe been pushed enough by life that I think now is perhaps the right time to start. So maybe if all things go well in that direction, the void left by AI taking over work will be filled by exploration of consciousness and spirituality. That would be a positive path. But really, for me personally, I'm not worried about it. I have enough things I'm passionate about, enough things I'm interested in to know that no matter what happens, I will have purpose. I will have meaning. And hopefully if other people do lose purpose, maybe I'll be able to help them rekindle purpose in their life in the same way that I have found a purpose or things I'm passionate about on my own. I don't like saying it in that way though. I'm very careful that I don't want to. I always want to be very. I want to have humility, and I don't want to seem like I'm here to give other people advice. Now, if you watched my video I uploaded yesterday, I will talk smack, and I will have a good time, and I will talk shit. But I'm doing it as a joke. Uh, I don't take myself that seriously. I mean, I do, but not in a sense that I feel I'm better than anyone else. And I hope that comes across when I speak. And it's something I actively work on. All right. I think that's what I'm going to leave it with for now. Maybe I'll upload some gaming videos in further days. Maybe not. There's many topics I plan to talk about. Transgender issues, a big one. Something affects me personally since I've had gender dysphoria, and I've had my own way of dealing with it. My own perspectives on it. Oh, I hope you couldn't hear that rubbing of my finger on the microphone. I'm sorry. And I want to share my perspective on that. And there's, of course, a large amount of spiritual topics and experience if I had, I would like to share and communicate with, whether it's demons. I have a lot of experience with demons. Angels. Not so much experience with angels, but a little bit. Nature spirits. One very strong experience with that. And just general lucid dreaming, astral projection. Sometimes the line between these are very muddied. I'm not an expert necessarily on this topic, but there's definitely a lot of things I want to share here. And I will do so when the time is right. And again, I realize these things sound crazy. I realize people will listen to this and think I'm totally nuts. And that's all right. I hope people just realize I'm good intentioned. And even if you do think I'm crazy or schizophrenic, I understand where you're coming from. And if I hadn't experienced what I have experienced, we would probably agree and be on the same page. But I did experience what I experienced, and life has played out the way it is. And even though it might make me look like a fool, I'm willing to stand by that. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Have a good one.